Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah. It sure the hell isn't. It sure the hell isn't. Man, let me tell you guys something. This is a terrible offensive line. Like, so horribly bad that I am not sure that this Raiders offensive line could block a college football team. It's horrendous. Listen, we're rocking and rolling early. The last stream got messed up, so some of you guys might be on the other stream. This is the only post-game show that matters. Welcome to the Wasted Talent Rant Line. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Blessings to everybody out there. Salute to my guy, Lenny Danger. Thank you, my brother. Blessings to you and your family as well. Guys, listen, we're gonna get into the game. Yeah, does the stream look a little weird? It might. It might look a little weird. Does it look weird? Look, they have this new thing where you can do two different aspects. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to do that. You know, the great and powerful Wasted Talent does not really jive with all this new Fandango stuff, man. Salute to all of y'all. But yeah, man, I dipset it on the game, yo. I dipset it, man. That game, bro, you know, I know we're not going to win. Kind of sucks what's going on. Gino's been getting the beats put to him. But if we're being honest, Geno Smith does a lot of this shit to himself, right? He does a lot of this shit to himself, man. A lot of it to himself. Listen, if you got one person that you want to blame, right? Everybody's been getting fired all year. You know, people have been calling for people's jobs. Let me tell you something. There is only one person to blame for this. Peace. Yo, this guy, man, is terrible, man. Terrible. Yo, I mean, look, Geno Smith so far, 18 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 7.2 yard average. The game is still going on right now. We got 45 seconds left in the game. The Los Angeles Chargers are up 31-14, so they covered the 10-point spread. The Raiders were 10-point dogs on the road, and the Chargers have more than made up for that. This has been a house of horrors for the Raiders over the last few years, man. You know, Ashton Jeanty was not able to get going, and who could get going with an offensive line like this? I mean, Jeanty had 15 carries, 31 yards. Does not look like he's going to get much more. They tried to utilize him in the receiving game. He had 6 receptions for 30 yards. Brock Bowers, spectacular today. You know, 4 receptions, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns. But that second touchdown was spectacular, and it's part and parcel to the reason why Brock Bowers is the special human being that he is, and he's a guy that the Raiders need to build around. Now, earlier today, Max Crosby, you know, Wasted Ben told you, Crosby, 2 sacks today. Malcolm Kuntz has been a Malcolm Kuntz sighting again. 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Max Crosby, 4 tackles for loss. Super, super active. 2 QB hits. Kuntz had a QB hit. There's been an Landon Roberts sighting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Listen, share this thing out to all social media and everybody that is on Twitter right now. Right now, share this thing out. All the Raider groups out there. Let's get the rant line flowing, guys. The defense has been getting tired all year. You know, they've been giving a supreme effort. You know, got an interception. You know, just like really, this defense has really been balling, man. They really have, man. And it's a damn shame that some of these efforts that the defense has put up this year have been kind of wasted, man. They've been wasted. I'm going to say it again like Dr. Umar Johnson. It's been wasted. Wasted talent is saying that the Raiders defense is wasting their talent, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, man. And listen, guys, the thing for me is this, man. It's more so about the growth. The growth of this team. The growth of, you know, the pieces that we know are going to be back next year. This is what this is about, man. Look, you know, people are saying that, you know, the defense is bad. The defense, look, were they bad against the run today? Yeah. Did they give up a gigantic running play? Yeah. But, man, shit like that happens when you're on the field all the time. It happens, you know, and look, the scheme has not been good, right? But the effort has been supreme, right? The guys are out there. They're fighting every freaking play. They're out there more than the offense. The offense is doing them no favors. You know, and you know, this team needs a full rebrand from top to bottom, man. Full rebrand, full rebound, top to bottom. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it effing is, man. You know, and look, the Chargers came down, were scoring on the opening drive, and the Chargers have been, you know, a team, man, that throughout this season has had some ups and downs, but they're a powerful, powerful team, man. They're a freaking powerful team, man. They are. They did things the right way, and now they're benefiting. They're benefiting from it right now, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You said we'd find good linemen later in the draft, though. How wrong were you, bum? So was that me? Are you calling me a bum? Are you calling me a bum? I mean, look, bro, why would you come in my chat with that disrespect? I mean, what have I done? Yes, you can find good linemen late in the draft. You can find good linemen early in the draft if you draft properly, right? And also, part and parcel of that is actually playing the guys that you draft, right? So JVG, you fucking douchebag. I'm going to be a benevolent man today, and I won't unceremoniously block you, right? But what I will say is that because of the way this team is playing, right? You gotta give that bum to Pete Carroll, right? You got to give that bum to Pete Carroll. But if you think that you could ever come into a wasted talent live stream and effing disrespect me, if you ever dream of disrespecting, you better wake up and effing apologize.
Gorilla looking smelly bitch, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. You ugly ass.
I mean, my God. My God. So, look, this is what we're going to do. Little trip in the gulags. The F up out of here with your crap. Little trip to the gulag. We got almost 400 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Salute to my brother, Halo Raider, pulling up. I'm just telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. My brother's in the place, man. Yo, listen, this might be a gulag party, man. It might be a gulag party. Look, Rudy, send them to the gulags. Rudy, if you want to send them, bro. You got a wrench, brother. What up, Raider Fresh? What up, man? That's what I'm talking about, Blake. You little stinging boy, little boy. Wasted? I'm not negative. One positive today. I saw incredible catch by Brock Bowers, number 89. We all saw it, bro. We all saw it, man. We also, it was a tough day, man. But look, man, look, if we being honest, I'm pissed. You know, I hate to see the Raiders lose. But if we being honest, bro, like, did we not expect this? Did we not expect this, y'all? Like this team is not good, bro. But look, some positives from the game, Brock Bowers. Positives too is watching Genty get out in the space when he actually is not being under duress, you know, every time he touches the football. You know, I think we got a future with Ashton Genty. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. You know, it's been rough sledding for him. We haven't been able to crack 75 yards in a while, man. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, and the tribe is saying, yo, don't be pissed, embrace the tank. The only way that I embrace what's going on is if I know for a fact that Pete Carroll's going to step down and he won't be back next year. You know, that's the only way, man. The only way that I'm happy is if this guy right here is not back next year. That's the only way. That is the only way, yo. If this guy right here, you see this bum? If this guy right here is gone, I'm okay with it. And my God, Philly Raider with this first super of the day. Another positive was Chin's performance. Yeah, Jeremy Chin was out there balling, bro. He was out there balling. Now, guys, the New York Jets won today. So the Raiders have climbed up the ladder. The Tennessee Titans still are having the #1 pick, you know, in a stranglehold. And it is what it is. David Zorn says, who the F is that? You watch your mouth, David Zorn. It's a family show, you effing bum. But that's Brendan Carroll right there, the Undertaker. That is Brendan Carroll. You want me to show you Brendan Carroll again? This is what this man does when he is coaching the offensive line. He goes, rest. In peace. That's what he's doing when he's coaching. That's what he's doing when he's coaching. What a bum. It's an effing bum. Salute to my guy, Biff Tannen. Is Pete is back next season. It'll be rinse and repeat, shit show all over again. Yeah. And look, I think it's an ideology shift, right? You know, the ideology that Pete has, you know, his loyalty to certain players is really the issue here, man. That's the issue, man. I mean, Geno Smith, listen, he's been under duress all season. He's shell-shocked. I don't think you're ever going to get a Geno Smith that plays at the level that he played in Seattle because he's not being protected. And you know, the guy's been getting hit. I mean, he's been sacked 22 times in like the last 3 games. It's been shameful, bro. Shameful. My brother David Walker, unfortunately, bro, we have to ride this out. Bro, you know what, Dave? This is the problem, bro. The problem is normally when there's a situation such as this, right? We kind of know what direction things are going to go. The problem is right now we are so up in the air because, you know, they paid Pete a lot of money. They paid Chip Kelly a lot of money. Chip Kelly is owed $18 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so this is yet another member of the Mark Davis stimulus package. This is yet another member of the Mark Davis stimulus package. That's what we're looking at here. We're looking at another coach that is going to be on payroll coaching somewhere else, man. Nate Dogg, I'm leaving the game right now. But the amount of fans saying they hate this team really hurts to hear. It does, bro. It does, man. It does, man. And I've been wondering something. Shout out to my guy, Shefty, man. He goes, yeah. But the problem with Geno is he can't read defenses pre-snap, so he drops back and has 2 to 4 seconds before he can make any reads. The regression just ain't going to work. Bro, the thing is this, right? you know, I've often wondered why Geno Smith doesn't go to the line and check out of stuff. I don't understand it. I see guys like Jacoby Brissett do this shit. I see rookies check out of plays. I haven't seen Geno check out of I've seen him check out of very few plays this year. It's very odd. It's very strange, bro. Very odd, man. And a lot of the sacks that he's getting, people keep saying that, yo, the offensive line is bad, right? But most of this shit is because Geno Smith is holding on to the ball. He's holding on to the ball, man. He's holding on to the ball. I mean, some people are calling Geno Smith the reincarnation of Jamarcus Russell. I mean, he is having a season that is similar. He's having a season that's pretty damn bad, man. Pretty damn bad. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Black Sheep says, a true fan stays loyal to the point they need to turn around ASAP. Look, bro, it's beyond that for me. It is beyond that for me because, you know, when we talk about, you know, the hypocrisy that just win baby seems like now. The hypocrisy. Yo, we haven't seen winning football in a long time. A long damn time. And I'm going to be real with you, man. Allowing Pete Carroll to do the shit he's been doing this year with Geno and his son is not about winning, bro. You cannot tell me that this level of ineptitude just gets excused. Just win baby commitment to excellence. This is becoming a commitment to excrement. This is terrible, bro. And I'm never, you guys know I am the most glass half full Raider fan that there is, bro. But this is fucking terrible, bro. This is terrible. And I don't want to see it anymore. They need to show us that they're truly trying to correct this. It's enough of this shit. I'm sick of seeing Geno drop back, hold the football, and get crumbled. Geno has been needed to be benched from the beginning. His son should have been a person who was demoted silently and allowing Joe Philbin to run and steward this offensive line, and it has not been done yet. And I don't understand why. So this is the thing. Pete Carroll is a gentleman, right? He's a established coach. But right here, he's earned nothing with us. He's not won a damn thing with the Raiders. He's won 2 games with the Raiders. So my trust for Pete Carroll is at an all-time low. And the fact that he's not willing to address the elephant in the room, which is his son, bothers the living shit out of me. Because you can't tell me that a guy like Chip Kelly, who's had success everywhere he's been, is the main problem with this offense. No. The main problem with this offense is his goddamn son and that blocking scheme and the decisions that they made with personnel. That's the fucking problem. And the fact that he's not willing to sit his son down, to me, is criminal. My dog, they walk. F that. That phrase no longer exists with this organization. Don't effing want to hear them say that BS anymore, Wasted. I'm with you. I don't either, man. If people say the elephant in the room is Geno, right? And Geno does have to go. But let's be fair here, right? Let's be fair. You know, there were some media reports about Chip Kelly and saying that he was, you know, messing up play calls. And I think that's a lot of, you know, behind the scenes, you know, wrangling to try to save face. Because guess what? The more people you done fired Tom McMahon, which the special teams was bad and they should have never hired him, right? You fired Chip Kelly now. So who's next? Patrick Graham? But at the end of the day, there is not too many people that Pete Carroll and his family can throw under the effing bus. There ain't too many people left, Pete. All that there's left is you doing this to Geno Smith. And your bum of a son. That's it. That's all that's left. That's all that's left. That's all that's effing left. And you got people in this organization that are sitting there looking at you like this. Yeah. That's all that's effing left. That's BS that Pete's trying to save face for himself, lying on chip, trying to protect his sons. The F up out of here. Do we start Glaze next year? Listen, the only people that should have their starting job unless there was an improvement is really Colton Miller, right? And I think Jackson Powers Johnson should go back to center, and the rest of these guys should fight for their jobs. And look, DJ Glaze is a friend of the show. He's been on the show. I think DJ Glaze is most likely a guard. He gets beat by speed rushers. You know, I saw Khalil Mack kind of push him back into the quarterback's lap, and that set up a sack. But I like DJ Glaze. He's a young kid. He's got a lot of talent. I think the future is bright for him. You know, I think Caleb Rogers, the future is bright for him too. They just got to play more. They got to play more. They have to play more, bro. Thank you, Ray DeHole. Your show is the best on YouTube. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I tend to think that my show is the best on YouTube as well, man. Thank you. Please stop later. I appreciate you, bro. Black Sales, my dog. Arr. Aye, matey. How many years do we have to see Max protect on every pass play, only sending out 2 routes before we invest heavily into the damn offensive line? Look, this is the thing. The route concepts were super basic, like you said, Black Sales, because you have a situation where the protection is so piss poor, they can't allow anything to develop downfield. It becomes very rudimentary. It becomes cherry-picked, and it becomes a situation where teams can pin their ears back and just really just hit our quarterback, man. And the Raiders need to be in on every single offensive lineman they can this year. This is a problem that it will be fixed by the draft and will be fixed by free agency. Listen, I do not know if Baltimore will let Tyler Linderbaum go, but I think it's time, bro. Seriously, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to my guy, Black Sales Sports. And salute to the great and powerful Sweet Jazz for getting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited by wasted talent memberships to the masses. Whoever got a gifted membership to my channel, please thank the great and powerful Sweet Jazz, man. Yo, and it's crazy, man. I mean, the game was just piss poor, man. It wasn't really that competitive, man. You know, and you know, we're gonna get to some of the stats from the game, man. Now, you know, the Raiders have fallen, you know, to 2-9. The Chargers, wait a minute. Wait. So what are we, 2-10 now? The Raiders are 2-10 now. The Chargers are now 8-4. Geno Smith had 165 yards, 2 tutties, 1 pick. You know he's good for 1 pick, 5 sacks for 40 yards. Genty did not crack over 50 yards once again, man. This has been terrible, man. The kid has not really been able to get going. At least they gave him the ball 15 times today. Raheem Mostert had 1 yard, 1 running play for 6 yards, and Geno Smith, you know, got sacked, and you know, it wasn't a design run play, but you know, he had minus 6 yards rushing. Brock Bowers, spectacular, 4 receptions, 63 yards, 2 touchdowns, spectacular catch in the end zone. Ian Thomas, 1 target, 8 yards. Dante Thornton, happy birthday to my dog Dante Thornton too. One reception, 11 yards. He had 2 targets today. Tyler Lockett had 1 target for 11 yards. Trey Tucker, 3 receptions, 20 yards, 9 targets, and Jack Besh, 16-yard long reception for 2 catches, 22 yards, 3 targets today. And, you know, this has been kind of like a really piss poor effort. Now, on the other side of the house, you had Justin Herbert, 15 for 20, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He was knocked out of the game and spelled for Trey Lance for one play. He came back in. Kermani Vidal had the game of his life, man. He had 126 yards, 25 carries, 5 yards a carry, a touchdown. Jarrett Patterson, 11 carries, 54 yards, a touchdown. And Lad McConkey, 4 receptions, 39 yards, touchdown. Quentin Johnson, 3 receptions, 23-yard touchdown. And Keenan Allen killed us on third down again. He had 4 receptions for 30 yards, but most of them were on third down, 10-yard catches. The Charger defense, man, they got loose today. Khalil Mack had a half a sack. Dion Henley had a half a sack. Derwin James had a half a sack. Deshaun Hand had a half a sack. I mean, these guys are just half sackless. Bud Dupree with a sack. And Tully Tulupiato, 2 sacks today. Very mobile, hostile, and agile. We had a Denzel Perriman sighting. It was just a complete effort by that Charger defense, man. A lot of talent over there. Salute to everybody. There was over 600 in the room. Get wasted with your brother. Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Yeah, Best looks decent. I mean, if we're being honest, I would not have taken Jack Best in the second round, bro. There were a lot of other players that they probably could have built around and will probably be the kind of players that will sustain here in more important positions than wide receiver. But Jack Best, I don't know if I would have taken him in the second round. I like Jack Best, but the second round was kind of a little high. I'm going to be honest with you. My guy, Ricotto Johnson, 1897. Brand new coaching staff, because from what I've heard, Patrick Graham is gone because he's felt disrespected by the organization. Probably they gave the job to AP instead of him. Look, you could feel disrespected, right? But I don't see anybody else knock on the door to hire Patrick Graham to be the head coach of the team either, right? I don't see anybody doing that. So Patrick Graham could get mad, get glad to kiss the sky. I don't give a shit. Look, I'm not the biggest Patrick Graham fan. He's a very good coach, but I'm not a huge Patrick Graham guy. Everybody acts like this guy's Buddy Ryan or something. He's been very, very, up and down. He's been very, very pedestrian. I'm not a big Patrick Graham guy, man. I'm not a big Graham guy, man. Did you see Herbert talking shit to Max and think he wouldn't respond to knock him on his ass for it? I mean, look, man, that's a part of the game. It is what it is. We got to back it up. Wasted. The Raiders deserve all the criticism they're getting for the fan. Pete needs to go ASAP. But see, this is the problem with all of this, right? We got to look. We got to look at what's happening here, right? We'll get back more to the game. But we got to ask ourselves, why as an organization and why as a team are the Raiders perpetually in failure mode? Like, why do you guys think that the Raiders are constantly in failure mode, right? Why do you think this hasn't worked? It's the same thing I say every year. The reason this hasn't worked is because you have a GM and a coach that have the same standing as far as decision making, as far as from a personnel standpoint. You have a situation where Pete Carroll, man, I mean, my God, Pete Carroll could do what he wants. That's a problem. And this is not the first time. John Gruden had that same situation. Josh McDaniels had that same situation. That is the fucking problem. Coaches coach, GMs build continuity with the GM and the front office. For once, damn it, let the GM build the talent without deferring to a head coach. That is the biggest problem. So if you want to talk about what the problem is, that it starts there. It starts there, it ends there, right? And it should end with Mark Davis hiring a GM and getting out of the way. Stop trying to big game hunt and bring in a name to sell to the fan base. You know, they keep trying to find all these different things to sell to Raider Nation. They try to find, big name coaches. They try to get free agents. They try to bring people in the front office like Tom Brady who have won other places. You know, they try to bring in assistant coaches from winning programs like Josh McDaniels to sell to the fan base. They go out, they go get Marshawn Lynch, who was washed up, to bring him in to be a Raider at the end of his career. They go out and break their neck to try to get not Randy Moss, but try to go get Antonio Clown. Then they went out and tried to get Devontae Adams, right, to sell to the fan base. But you know what the problem is? The Raiders are not selling winning to the damn fan base. They're not selling winning, bro. I've been a fan of this team for over 40 years. My kids have not seen this team win. Need youth at the culture position. That's a fact. But guess what, man? I know Randy Moss too, but that goes back to Al. I'm just going off of Mark Davis. Start selling winning to the fan base. That'll take care of everything. Take care of everything. It's terrible, man. Listen, the press conference is on right now, guys. The press conference is on right now. I don't want to see it, but guess what? You don't want to see it, but guess what? If I got to see it, you got to see it. If I got to see it, you got to see it. But it's time for the Raiders to start selling winning to the fan base. I'm sick of this crap.
Yeah, I think we all have to be more consistent. And it starts with me. I got to be a lot more consistent.
This is the only post-game show that matters. The wasted talent rant line.
Help our defense out.
This is Geno Smith. You are now rocking with the best. Salute everybody.
Thank you, guys.
That was Geno Smith. Guys, I don't know what he said, and I don't know if you guys really much give a shit. I don't know. Geno, high stakes, Smith, y'all. Very high stakes. Thank you. Throw the tomatoes. Let the tomatoes rain. Daniel, he goes, you and me are over 40, and my kid has never seen a great team, and he's 25. That's a fact, man. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. Keep on losing. Keep on losing. Don't stop. No. Keep on losing. Keep on losing. True Raider Podcast. Raining tomatoes on Geno. But guys, look, man, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. When Pete comes out, we'll play it. If anybody comes out, we'll play it, man. But yeah, we're in that same boat, man. We're in that same boat, man. We are sitting here, we're struggling with this. This is bad, man. This is bad, man. And it's not like really a whole lot to talk about, guys, you know. It's not a whole lot to talk about, guys. I mean, this has been dog shit all around. The brand new heavies. The brand new heavy. What, when that Soul to Soul? That was Soul to Soul. That wasn't the brand new heavies, bro. That was Soul to Soul, bro. And Mr. Egg, nah, bro, that was Soul to Soul, bro. That definitely wasn't the brand new heavies. Even though I fuck with the brand new heavies too, they were dope. You know, gotta get it right, my dog. But yeah, man. I mean, this has been horrendous, though, man. It really has, man. Yo, Geno already checked out. Also, the only ones that are still balling, the ones that that we need to keep: Brock, Max, and Genty. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't keep, you know, Ashton Genty, bro. I don't see why you wouldn't. Why would you not keep Ashton Genty? Ashton Genty's a rookie, man. This is not his fault, bro. Like, this kid has no protection at all, man. But there needs to be a shift. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, man. We talk about music. The great and powerful has to correct you from time to time. getting really tired of firing coaches. Look, the thing is, what I'm getting tired of is not hiring a right. And here comes this bum right here from Carroll.
And then they had a big third quarter. Why do you think the team wasn't able to sustain the momentum they carried into the half?
Yeah, we really at halftime we felt like this was a game we're going to go ahead and go get after and take it. You know, and everybody felt really good about it. The things that we had done in the first half and all, and
yeah, I was thinking that too, man.
They got first, we had to get off the field, get going.
Worm burners,
and the big toss play. We just screwed it up, and I think we had 3 guys there that could
right the tomatoes down on P count.
That was a back-breaking play in the game, and then we needed to respond, and we didn't have it to respond, and so they get out by a couple scores, and that falls into their hands. They know how to play it with a lead like that. And they did a nice job. Third down was atrocious for us today on both sides of the football. We couldn't convert, and we couldn't stop them to get out of there. Some of those third and shorts, that's been a little bit of a theme throughout the year. 3rd and 2s and 3s right in there, 1s and 2s and 3s, and so third down was a big factor. And they did a nice job of finishing the game. They took control of it.
193 yards on the ground table, but from your vantage point, what was the
Well, I think halftime they were averaging 2 yards, 2 point something to carry, and so we did not think that was the issue. That's what I'm saying. The toss breaks out for 59 or 60 or whatever, and that changes the complexion of the stats.
The Raiders, he ruined his legacy.
And they're ahead, so they get to run the ball.
Not the Raiders, he ruined his own legacy.
That's kind of how that happens. So they did a nice job of doing that, and we didn't stop enough.
Just wanted to alternate between Caleb Brock.
Everybody in the chat.
Throughout the game. Just what was the reason behind the alternation between the two guys?
That's about where it came out competing wise, in practice, and all that they both deserve to have a shot. So we want to get them on film, see what we can find out. Really anxious to see what that looks like. We'll get back to it.
How difficult was it to get anything going in a time of possession? Was it lopsided as opposed?
Yeah, well, you got to remember how the game went. It was we had 2 huge drives in the first half, and one of them we didn't stop them. One of them we get the big turnover. It's a great job by our guys hanging on defense, and we had a nice sudden change when we go out on defense and we stop them on 4th down. Those are big stops, but they had a lot of plays on us, and so they were able to drive the ball, and that goes all the way back to where we started. It goes back to 3rd down. You got to go sit down.
Mason's so fed up with the Raiders, he don't want to give them full screen anymore.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but offensively, to have an expectation that we're going to flip-flop and all of a sudden be ripping, we'd like to have seen that, but that didn't happen, and we're a ways away. Everybody communicated really well. We had no problem functioning and all that, and in a couple of days' time, that's a nice accomplishment by those guys, but we'll get a lot better.
Course of your career, how are you? The seeds for your future success were kind of planted in that first year, regardless of how you did. You go back to USC, the Chris Richard play at U of A, Marshawn. Are there moments this season where you see the seeds of future success, whether it's Brock Bowers? In a season like this, do you see those seeds planted for future success?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's why it's so hard to take. That we're not able to enjoy the hard work and the changes and the adjustments that we've made, because it's very similar. You're talking, and you watched it. It's very similar to how we're responding together, the way we work, the attitude, the mentality, guys supporting one another. All of that is what it takes to turn the corner and get around. There was a game a few weeks ago. We were 2-5. And
this dude is worse than Biden and Trump. The Raiders need to hire a young coach, revamp the O-line, draft a QB. Otherwise, it will be a shit show again. Bubba 69, thank you for the $5 slap a room.
It feels like it's just right there within our reach, and so maybe it doesn't look like that to you guys, but that's what it feels like. And I can say that because
the Raiders are so bad, the dog wouldn't even play ball.
They continue to lead well. They continue to hang well. They continue to practice well and respond to the challenges of it. So that part of it,
they fired Chip to be scapegoat. Now what?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sick of the Raiders media giving him softball questions. Now, guys, I didn't know that this live was only in portrait. So this is a weird live for me. This is very weird. I hope that the watchability is not bad. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. This is the Wasted Talent Rant Line. Salute to everybody in chat. We got almost 700 of you guys in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. It's the same gibberish as last week. So let me ask you guys something. Man. So this fool said it's right in our reach. Listen, I understand P has to be positive. He's got to do what he's got to do. I need to ask you guys though. Are you guys totally out? Listen, if you guys feel like, thank you, David, thank you. If you guys think that Pete Carroll should be fired before the end of the season, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Rudy Yvette Russo said, this live is as bad as the Raiders live was. Rudy, you know what, man? Get the F up out of here with your crap. You know you love it. To the gulags you go. Everybody, 1s in the chat. These 1s, rain the 1s down. Now, for everybody that thinks that Pete Carroll should be fired, right? Because this is your opinion. I'm letting Raider Nation speak, right? For everybody who thinks that Pete needs to be fired, who do you guys think should be the heir apparent, the guy that takes over? Me, I'm more of a Joe Brady guy. You said it was like this earlier too? It was like this earlier too. You know what? I'm not doing that multi-ratio shit anymore. It's just terrible. It's just messing my lives up. It sucks. Who do you guys think should be the next Raider coach, man? Rudy Vet Russo. Yo, Jimmy Johnson. Goes, yo, Chris Shula or Brady? I'm out on Brady. Salah, Flores, Kubiak, Brian Flores, Chris Shula, Brian Flores. Yeah, man, crazy, man. I blame Gino for this live too, man. Gino fucked everything up. Chris Shula, Jesse Minter. I mean, look, Zimmer. We got a lot of people in here, man. Kubiak. Rudy Vet Russo loves Kubiak, man. So he's a big Kubiak guy, man. He gets all excited every time Kubiak's mentioned, Rudy. I mean, what the F's up with you? Gotta calm the F down here, man. The F is wrong with you. I mean, every time the name Kubiak goes, here's Rudy. Stop that crap, Rudy. The F's wrong with you. Harbaugh in Baltimore. Stein. David Walker's the only person I see that is calling for Stein from Oregon, man. Just heard Herbert fractured his hand. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. F him. F him. With the top 5 pick, we should get enough young, hungry offensive guys in here. I would see it that way, man. Yo, yeah, Justin Herbert fractured his hand. F him. Who do you feel the real front runners are for this job? The front runner for this job is Pete Carroll because he still has it. He hasn't been fired yet. So I couldn't sit up here and even begin to tell you who the front runner for the job is. Pete Carroll's still employed by the Raiders. Like, let's see what happens, bro, because I'm going to be honest with you. This is a common theme with the Raiders, right? It's a common theme. Now, I think that if John Spytek has final cut, I think Spytek is going to go to Brady and going to go to Bart and say, hey, listen, we can't get it done with Pete. And I think behind the scenes, they'll probably talk Pete into stepping down. You know, that's what I will hope. I don't want to see the Raiders just fire him. I want to see him step down, and I would like for the search to begin from there, and I want them to clean house. There's some very good coaches in this building, Rob Leonard and guys like that, but I don't want to see any holdovers from this regime. Not one. Maybe Rob Leonard, maybe. But for the most part, you know what? Rob Leonard can get on too. Go out there and hire your staff. Fire your staff, man. Hire your staff, bro. I don't want no Deion Sanders bum ass either, man. Not for no head coach. Yo, we got almost 800 in the room. Waste what your brother wasted. Send Wasted your gifts in the bottom right corner. Convert the dollars for him and YouTube and gave everyone some free. Wait, what happened? I don't know, bro. Whatever. But guys, I appreciate you guys for pulling up in here, man. I really do, man. Listen, we getting attacked by the bots. It's crazy, man. This vertical live is just terrible, man. Yeah, Deion. I'm cool on Deion, man. Yo, what about the reports that said Pete is one and done? Do you think it's going to happen? Wait, I think it should happen. I don't necessarily think that, you know, Pete Carroll has that kind of social currency with the Raiders and his brass. The only thing is how much money did they owe him, and did the Raiders have it out? I think he should be one and done. Salute to my guy, Just Raiders, baby, man. Buy O-line of free agency, hire a young head coach like Kubiak, draft Mendoza, and all defense in next year's draft, and we'll be in the playoffs by 2027. It all depends on how good Mendoza is, though. It all depends, man. It all depends, man. We do need a young coach, man. I hope they give him the option to retire, man. But you can't go into the next season with this guy, man. You can't. Yo, my guy TLS Records bringing the crap in here. He goes, wait, what do you say? The mothership will be here by December the 19th. They said the mothership was supposed to be here by November, bro. I mean, listen. If it is, let's hope they friendly, bro. Hope they friendly, man. But wait, Bodega Raider. Horrendous vertical live. Pisses me off more than Geno holding the ball for 6 seconds instead of throwing it away. Thank you, Bodega. Bodega, man, I appreciate you. And, I want to invite you to a wonderful place, and it's called the Gulags. Get the F up out of here, Bodega. He's been unceremoniously blocked for disrespecting the vertical live. Unceremoniously. Effing bum. It's a wonderful place. Oh man, it ain't a show unless you get rid of Bodega's bum ass. Throw the bag at Shula and keep Spytek. Now Spytek has to look. I'm cool. Keep Spytek. My man said, Jim Moore, man, get the F up out of here, man. Yeah, we gotta find a coach we can keep for a while. We go through staffs every 2 years, bro. It's getting worse than this. The thing about coaches, you don't have to worry about the last coach you fired if you hire a good coach the next time. You don't have to worry about firing. Nobody will be thinking about Antonio Pierce. Nobody will be thinking about Pete Carroll, Josh McDaniels, none of these fucking guys. If you hire the right coach, if you get a young guy that you can depend on. Like, the biggest problem with Mark Davis is that he goes big game hunting for coaches. And he does not give these coaches total autonomy over the team. Spytek better do something or he's on the hot seat after next season. That's a fact. Because, it is apparent to me, and this is what I can see from today and I can see all season, that John Spytek and Pete Carroll are not on the same sheet of music. They said they were, they're not. It is apparent to me that you have an amalgamation of coaches from different places with different ideologies that don't line up with Pete. It is apparent to me that Pete is not willing to make the right decision based off of what should be done as opposed to him trying to be loyal to the people he brought in. People that have never really exhibited that they can get it done on any level. It is time for Pete Carroll to step down, bro. It's time for him to step down. And I don't know. Kurt Signetti is not going anywhere at Indiana, right? I have to see more from Fernando Mendoza. I got to see more from him, Simpson. I'm not really sold on a lot of these guys in this draft. Like, for me, I'm more BPA. And listen, if you can get quarterbacks in the second and the third round, like Maivia, one of these guys, go right on the head. Nico, look, that's where I'm at with it. I would hope that the Raiders, go and draft a quarterback, draft another quarterback, get one in free agency, just as long as whatever the quarterback's name is, his name is not Geno Smith. Go out there in free agency and throw the world at an offensive line. Go out there in free agency and throw the world at a defensive tackle. Go out there in free agency and go get a pass rusher to help Max out. Go out there in free agency in a draft and draft defensive backs. Bring DBs in. Linebacker help. BPA all the way through, because I am tired. I'm tired of this shit. Natural immunity. Brady's the real problem. He brought all these problems we have here. That's not true, bro. These problems been here before Brady came in here. I think the biggest problem with the Raiders is the fact that, Mark Davis is trying to find a shortcut. He's trying to find a cheat code to winning. He's trying to just farm out the pain points of winning football. You can't just bring Tom Brady in because he was a great player and have him do a part and give a part-time effort to this. And if he gives a full-time effort, now he's violating the codes of what he's supposed to be doing, and he's putting the team at risk. So I'm not going to put this on Tom Brady. This has been a problem when Tom Brady was playing. You need a director of operations, just like my man Espiolo says. And the thing is, will that be Brady? I don't know. Carl Johnson, wasted is right. You know what? I love when people say that I'm right. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm right too. I mean, my God, wasted is right, because if we get right at the quarterback and bring in more quarterbacks, we can use this trade bait and make us become good for the next 20 years. Let's hope so. But you have more bites at the apple. You always have hope on the roster. I will offer Peyton Manning the job, especially if the team is the top 3 pick. I would too, but would Peyton Manning want to accept that? Does Peyton Manning want to be an owner? The thing about it is Tom Brady is a part-timer. He's a part-timer, and I don't necessarily know if that's going to line up with the Raiders, man. He has so many other things going on. He's cloning his dog. He's on television. I mean, he's not eating sugar. I don't know. He has the TB12 method. He's doing interviews. He's doing all this crap. And you damn right, dude. Even when Wasted is wrong, he's right. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Got over 800 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. And yo, Rusty, you know what? Let's talk about some things here, man. Raider family, I hope you guys have had a good Thanksgiving, man. I do. I really do. Chris Marone, Wasted, serious question. How do you feel about trusting Spytek in the next draft? He did draft 2 busts in the 3rd round, or is it our coaches? I think I think, listen, if we're being real, we don't know whether John Spytek did a bad job drafting. We don't know. And there are some GMs that are the best GMs who have years that they don't do so good. They get their footing and then they do what needs to be done. But I think the problem with building a football team is there has to be one seminal voice. There has to be one seminal voice. One voice who is the end all and the be all, the alpha and the omega when it comes to building a football team. And it must be the GM. And if it is not the GM, then guess what? You got a really serious problem. I'm not going to judge John Spytek now. I'm not judging John Spytek. I think you got to allow him to have autonomy over the roster and do what's right. Trust the guy. Don't bring a coach in there meddling. You need a GM that's like, listen, here you go. These are the players that I brought in for you. This is what I am trying to do. If you want to give me a suggestion or two, I'm game to that. But this is the players I picked for you. You go out there and you go win me some games. And if you don't win me some games, I'm going to throw you out of here like a scalded dog. Look, you say Spytek's part of the problem. Bro, the season's not even over yet. Listen, when anybody is a part of a losing effort, everyone has some blame to share in that. When anybody is a part of a losing effort, they got a part in it. I'm not saying Spytek is immune from criticism here, but I think he gets more grace because this is his first year. He's younger, and he has a coach that has a seat at the table. And I believe that a lot of these decisions are not his. Like, do you think that he brought Stone Forsythe here? No. Do you think he wanted to sign Geno Smith? I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. I mean, a lot of these decisions are Pete moves. Tyler Lockett and all this bullshit, not playing rookies. Come on, today was like one of the first times I saw J.J. Pegues. He brought in Alice Kappa. Every GM, every coach makes a decision that is a bad decision. But I would say out of most of the people that are pain points for the Raiders, most of these guys are brought in by Pete. If you want to hear it, here it go. Let's talk about the fact that the offensive line is terrible. Let's talk about the fact that all season these offensive linemen have been playing out of position. Let's talk about the fact that guys like Tonka Hemingway that have played terrific when he's gotten in is a healthy scratch today. The inconsistency, Caleb Rogers going in and sitting out. This is the problem. Raider, 5-2. It's crazy, though. Carroll has a way better record than Spy Tech, but we want Carroll going. I do, too. Facebook is for football is funny. No, but see, it's not about it. Look, this is the thing, bro. It's not really about, them Pete's record. Like, we keep talking about Pete's record. We cannot rest our laurels on what Pete Carroll has done in other places. This is not the USC Trojans, and this is not the Seattle Seahawks. This is the Las Vegas Raiders, man. This is the Raiders, man. And he hasn't done a good job here. You don't get points about what you used to do and who you used to be. Rodgers, and look, I saw that too, Raider Nation, Vince. Rodgers went in. He was the only one to not lose a rep and got taken out. Yep. Yeah, I saw that too, bro. Listen, if they would have got Pete Carroll 15 years ago, I'd be ecstatic. Pete Carroll is 74 years old. The Seahawks kicked him out of the building. There was a power struggle between him and John Schneider. This is a guy trying to do two jobs, and he's really not capable of doing that. It's time, bro. Like, and look, I'm not trying to be, a provocateur and every year you guys call for somebody's job, but do what's right. Let the GM hire his guy. Any team that has a rotating door of four centers is going to suck. JPJ, Meredith, Putnam, Kappa. That's a fact, bro. AZ Raider. Some of you are like some damn posse trying to find the next person to blame. Maybe it's as simple as one person. The one person everything goes through, regardless if he has final say. Pete. AZ Raider, look, I agree. I think Pete is definitely the blame for this. I think he's the blame for this, and I think that this was a bad marriage from the word go, and we have to accept that at this point. We got to accept that at this point. We got to accept that we made a bad decision. But the thing that scares me is doubling down on this decision, doubling down on Pete Carroll. Doubling down on Pete Carroll scares the living hell out of me. I think getting rid of Tom Telesco was a bad idea. I do. But like they say, so the same goes for Belichick. Look, football is a game to where the game passes you by. No one can coach forever. The things that you thought worked 10 or 15 years ago doesn't work on a new generation of football players. They're different guys. They're more mercurial talents. They're just different people. They're different. And the thing is this, right? When you talk about Pete really hasn't been good in the last 10 years. He's been very, very average. He's been very, very average, man. Very average. But guys, listen, man, we're an hour in. I don't want to see this crap. It's the Raiders. Get Gruden back. Players love him. Spytech. No. I don't want John Gruden back. Now, John Gruden can stay right where the fuck he's at. Should have let Spytech pick the head coach. Let the head coach get his own guys. That way, everybody could be on the same page. Bro, that's all I'm asking. But, guys, I don't have much more insight. I gave you the numbers. We saw this was dog shit. We'll be back for a reaction Monday. But John Gruden is another guy that football has passed by as well. Go get a young coach. Take the road less travel. Take the road less travel, man. It's terrible, man. Terrible. But, guys, love every single one of y'all. Appreciate all the support. No more vertical lives. I know you guys don't really like this look. We tried something different, and I really don't like it. But salute to every single one of y'all. Love y'all, man. Yo, how's he watch both Graph and Wasted? Because he's a real one. He's a real one, man. He's a real one. I mean, how do you have time not to watch both Graph and Wasted? You effing bum you. Make sure that next time you pull up over here too. But guys, love every single one of y'all. We're going to go over this thing tomorrow. I am out. This has been another Wasted Talent rant line. Not much ranting. We kind of expected this to happen. And it is what it is, man. But pray for rain. Hopefully we don't wind up in the mud, y'all. Y'all have a great night.